She froze again.
Yeah.
No, she's coming back.
Yeah, she's coming back. Hello, Ola.
We can't
So
hear.
my personal, can you hear me?
Yep,
Yes.
I can
Yeah?
hear.
Okay. So saying my personal journey has not been easy. I've received deep revelations even recently throughout my life. How to run my school, how to do my work effectively, how to fulfill my purpose here on this planet while I'm alive in this life form. And it has taken a lot of reflection and admission of myself and of my ancestors. And
You there?
okay, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. So time I was saying that there has been a lot of energy taken to reflect and admit and to hope for a better future. And so I love my mistakes because they've given me a lot of courage to rise.
She's having the internet issues, huh?
Yeah. Mm. Come on back. Her presentation is pretty powerful.
That's very much why it keeps getting cut off. Make no mistake.
No mistake.
This is great. Damn,
Yeah.
thank you.
No.
Don't judge me for smoking in the middle of the presentation.
Oh, you can just turn your camera off if you want.
I'm talking about ancestors. Here, I'll give you try to give you a view of the palm tree, maybe.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Show everybody the country life. The country life.
Oh, little puppies.
Aww.
Beta. Beta, beta. We've had rain lately. I'm glad. Here's the other outside.
This is Guanica, Puerto Rico, guys. You guys get a frontal view of Puerto Rico up close.
Still a bunch of earthquake relief supplies on my porch because and came to a crashing halt while we were trying to distribute things.
Yeah.
So if anybody needs toothpaste, we got you.
Well, that's good though that you still have supplies. Some people you might need to make some kits.
It's true. It's true. It's like we know
Hold
we're
on,
gonna
she's
need
coming back. Come on, Ola. Hello. I can't hear you. Up top. Oh, it's connecting.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Welcome back.
Oh my gosh, yeah, this internet connection, I decided to use my phone because it was too much with the laptop.
Welcome back.
Anyway, I was almost finishing, so I just wanted to say, you know, my mistakes have given me a lot of courage to rise, and I just want us to visualize light around this planet right now, so that we can all be covered, and we can start to reclaim that which was ours, and we can, because it's in our blood, to start to live with each other through the sacred economics, sacred medicines, and our community bonds that live in harmony with the earth, you know? So that's what I wanted to say. And I thank you all for listening, and I'll take any questions or discussion points.
Thank you for presenting. That was actually, it was a lot more powerful. I wasn't expecting that, like, at all. But when you spoke about, eating according to your DNA and stuff, like, that is one of the things, one of the workshops that I want to bring in the future is, decolonizing your diet.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting that you mentioned that. That is one of the things that we want to teach here. With Project for Vida and stuff. Is
Good.
Along with going back to the old ways of growing your food and stuff, and
Yeah.
recycling your water and stuff like that.
Yes, recycling our water, and for me, indigenous wisdom is yes, there is a part of it where it's about going back, but it's also going forward.
Right.
We've gone through something together for 500 years or whatever it has been. So there's lessons we've learned in that, and some things we've gained. So we take those, and I'm imagining, let's say, like a nice, Earthship-like or Adobe-like housing with solar panels, I mean, we know our ancestors like that, right? But it's also living in harmony with the earth. So that's the wisdom that our ancestors taught us. And going back to our foods, our diets, our diversity in our diet is lacking right now. And therefore, we're lacking in the diversity of thinking. That's why people are not able to think outside of the box, technically, because they're boxed in with the same foods, whether it's just potatoes, iceberg lettuce, and a steak. That's it, and bread. Right. So how do you think you are what you eat? So yeah, I'm sure your workshop is going to go fantastically with that topic.
Ola, thank you so much. Like that was super powerful. And when all this started, and with COVID-19, and we went grocery shopping. My partner and I are both almost vegan, and one of the things we noticed was all the vegan options were still available. Like the first week or so, all of that stuff, the oat milk, like everything was there. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, this is the good stuff, and everyone's taking this stuff. But
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I noticed that all the toilet paper was gone, and the paper towels and the bleach. Yeah. And but all the apple cider vinegar, which I was happy about, because I'm sure maybe April has heard. I know April has, but maybe you have heard of fire cider. And fire cider is this vinegar mixed with herbs that you take as a tonic daily to help with viruses. So the irony is that people bought the toilet paper and the paper towels and the bleach, and they left the apple cider vinegar on the shelf, which I was happy to see. And I grabbed all these bottles. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make fire cider, yay! You know, and stick some herbs in it, and which I take. If I feel a scratch in the throat or something that seems like a virus, I take a shot of that, it's gone. So yeah, these are the things, this is the education I'm talking about that our people need to learn. Imagine our people went and got toilet paper.
Yeah.
Imagine they left all the healthy foods for paper towels. So I think fear is what drove that. And that's why I was speaking about fear so much. We all need to really decolonize and dismantle fear within ourselves really, really strongly. And then
reprogram as well.
Oh my gosh. Reprogram, rewire, unschool, on something.
Yeah.
We need to do it so bad. It's imperative. It's here. With COVID-19, it's here.
Yeah, we're definitely facing everything head on with this. Like we're noticing, we're seeing everything, all the fears, the problems, like boom, right in our face.
This is the moment of reflection, and we've got a mirror here, and we're looking at ourselves, because you're in the house quarantined, so it's like you have to deal with you. You have to deal with who you're living with. Do you really like who you're living with now? You know, some people, it's a lot. It's complicated, I know, and I'm not. You know, I don't want to simplify any situation, but these are the questions we need to ask ourselves. We need to really live in our full life. We need to live our fullest. And we deserve it. Why not?
Yeah.
I love that Aries Leo reminding us always to do everything with joy. I want to thank you guys today, because it can be a very discouraging time for really sensitive people. You know, like you said, we've all experienced a lot. What's coming up for me as I go down the rabbit holes of star people and manipulation and awakening and everything is like the absolute normalized culture of trauma and abuse that we live in, to where when we have to fight that constantly in the air and the water and the food and other people and the broadcasting and the noise and the lights and everything, it's like it's designed to overwhelm our systems. And all of us here, all of our work represents turning the tide on those things bit by bit here, especially for the island, which is so precious and represents everything that is worth being preserved, in my opinion, from people to land and everything else in between. And it's you know, it's an endurance test. It's an endurance test. I learned endurance. I was happy when I got here and I found endurant people all around me, instead of people with their heads stuck in the sand, you know, like they were so much more even where I grew up, you know, in the cities and the megalopolis. And I need calls like this and workshops like this to remind me why we do the work that we do, because it can be very tough. Like even just, Ola, your presentation on fire, right? And what keeps happening is they keep hanging up on you. Like, what happened? So
that's why I began saying I had this helicopter, right? So I hope you understood my code language.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's more real than anything else that we've been taught so far, right? Like we're clear on that now. Gotcha. So and we're so fortunate here because the mother does communicate with us clearly because she's everywhere all around us. So it's easier for me to tap in because there's less noise and more Mother Earth. So being reminded of why this education, the unschooling and the reschooling, the community education is so important is like medicine for me on a daily basis because it, you know, everything's disintegrating and we're creating, but we're coming across all of this programming and all this really intense trauma to be overcome. And we can only do that together and with the earth. And I also want to give a shout out for your schooling, your shop.
There it goes.
Wow, they don't want to shout out for my school and my shop. Okay.
Okay. As soon as she said
by the way, guys, I forgot to mention April is the co-founder of Land Heart Project here in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I know one of the things they do is they assign ecotourists to farms out here. So I'm sure she could tell you more about that, but I just wanted to mention that.
Ola, you want to give a shout out to your school?
Yeah. So
Yes,
sure. My school is Well of Indigenous Wisdom School. It's a Spanglish bilingual school. I think what I'm doing is I just let one of my students kind of do the Spanish part and then I do the English so that everybody, you know, everything is there and then we Spanglish it up or Spanish it only. So I'm really working on teaching local people. This is what my mission is. I kind of, to be honest, I am biased to locals. So, because I feel that I'm here on the land here, this is my community. So I need to empower the people. There are a lot of people who don't know about herbal medicine. I'm talking about clinical herbalism. Not, I know this herb and I know this herb and I can use it for this, but like actually, my goal is with the school is that my students will be the future practitioners that we as in our indigenous communities would have and would go to. So the sacred science in motion. And this is a reformation of healthcare. And it's, I'm saying it and whoever hears it, whatever, it doesn't matter because it's already going, it's already in line. It's already in line with the sacred. So that's what I do. And my shop is Omaroti, Salud y Bienestar. It's here in Mayagüez. And I see clients who come in. I do free clinics every Thursday when we were open. People would just walk in and I would consult with them and I give them free herbs that I get from the US or from locals or we make ourselves when we have a surplus. And it's, it's an affiliation with Herbalists Without Borders International. I am the coordinator for the island of Herbalists Without Borders International. So I sell all kinds of things, all kinds of baños, incenses, all kinds of magical things, as well as serious sacred science-based herbalism. So that's basically it. My mission is more about, as I said, indigenous, and for me, it's a blend of Taino and African, because my adoption is Taino and I am African. So this for me is the overlap, and I think it represents a lot of people on the island. So I feel like my purpose here is very, very important in guiding my students and clients to that true self, their true self.
Awesome. That's incredible, Ola.
Thank you.
I hope you come back.
Thank you for what you do. Thank you so much for what you do. I always appreciate and embrace, people that come here from other places and give to the island instead of come here and take and and party and go home, and you know, I embrace the people that come here and want to give back and want to and love our island as much as we do, and you know, so I thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, appreciate it. Hi, April.
Welcome back, April.
They didn't want you to put that advertisement out. It's okay. I did it for myself.
As a student, I can say that your class went directly into the deepest stuff that needed to be dealt with straight away. You began with this that normally people wait until like you're adept enough to be ready for it, and it's got to work the other way around. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Danielle says hi. Come say hi.
No, I don't want to be on camera.
Oh my God.
My hair.
April, talk a little bit about a Land Heart project, because I just introduced you when you when you got cut off.
Gotcha. Well, tell Daniela I need a haircut.
Danielle, April needs a haircut.
Oh God.
Okay.
So I'll be over in 3 months.
She'll be over in 3 months.
Well, geez, you'll need a whole 2-3 haircuts by then.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I'm patient, right? It's teaching me patience. So, Land Project is based on the principles of permaculture, cooperativism, and fair trade. Proyecto Tierra y Corazón se llama sobre permacultura, cooperativismo, comercio justo. We assist with volunteer brigades on farms, with educational programs that farmers want to develop, with media sharing, with advocacy, with helping people orient to how to assist the island in a way that's correct and honorable and puts the island and the people and the farmers first instead of the other way around. Current communities around us to receive fresh food in the wake of being displaced from their homes. And now, now of course we're in this situation. The community kitchens have really come up, and like not so much the larger goal this year of permacultura, which regenerates the soil and essentially encourages the land to grow in a way that's very natural for her to begin with as a food forest. But what is permacultura in the community? It looks like making sure that there's food and water security, especially here in the Southwest. There's not a lot of water, and that's a real concern. So it's difficult to get things to grow. We have to conserve the water that we have, and how do we get healthy food to this food desert part of the island? So our focus for 2020 has been hyper local, which has been nice, working more with people from and on the island than necessarily travelers, although we love our travelers, especially from the diaspora, but to really dig in right where we are has been great. So what's emerging now in the wake of all of this is what I believe will become an independent food distribution network on the island, because that's what we have to do right now, because it's difficult for farmers to sell their produce. Of course, that's their livelihood as well. When people can't go to work, then crops can sit in the field, et cetera, et cetera. And it's exciting because we're watching all the community that's now been working together for, years, jump in and know what to do in a lot of ways and start just taking the reins. The farmers of Puerto Rico have always done is just do what needs to be done regardless of what obstacles there may be. But watching that develop very organically in response to, hey, we have hungry people, we have people who need healthy food to eat, and there's food. Now, how do we get it from point A to point B is super practical problem solving that is, I feel convicted is going to be the beginning of an independent food system for the island, which is key to independence in general. And whether I just got my 501c3 or not, I will always say that independence for the island, autonomy with food, and the hearts of the people and utter sovereignty is my goal, and that's why I'm here. So thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us, and thank you for what you do. You guys were actually some of my inspiration for Project for Vida here, so thank you.
Now look at you go. And thank you, California. I know your Boricua population is small over there, but I watch all the cities, and you know, Los Angeles is one of the more active and directly involved cities that I see right on the heels of New York, and even more so, I think, because there's fewer, you know, fewer folks over there to work with. So gracias.
Thank you, April, for your work.
Thank you.
Here, am I still there? Okay, good.
Sí, igualmente, mi pana. Hay pana ahora. Do you know Ian Bagan from El Hosco Bravo? I recommend following him, but he was joking like a few weeks ago, like, at least it's pana season, like we won't starve. We'll be okay. And that's kind of the bottom line, right? We have food and water. We take care of it.
Yep.
Jorge, why don't you talk about your T page on IG? And
it's where I post all my pictures on about drinking tea, and where I reflect, and I find some really nice images. And when we travel, we drink tea at the airports and that kind of thing. It is. Let me make sure I have it right, because I always forget one part of it. It is writing with period. So writing with .t, and yeah, that's where I put reviews, and when I drink tea, I write out like reviews, that kind of stuff. Just more of a thought process to kind of continue learning about what the tea gives me and what it teaches. Yeah.
I'm on IG and Facebook as well. Omaro Tea is on Facebook and IG. Omaro Tea, OMAROTI. Well of Indigenous Wisdom.
And your website. What's your website? I don't know if you mentioned that already.
Yeah, it's wellofindigenouswisdom.com. www.wellofindigenouswisdom.com.
Landheart Project is on Facebook, right? You're not on IG yet, right?
I mean, I only have so much time.
Okay.
But it's landheartproject.org. And Jorge, I want in on the hip hop tea hour.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know.
My life, right?
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Jorge, can you talk a little bit about Puerto Ricans in Action?
Oh, man. Okay. What do you want to know? You could talk on it. You were here since the beginning.
I know I'm one of the co-founders, but I want you to.
You should talk on it, Cookie. You should talk on it.
Well, just talk, just the mission and, what you guys have done, stuff like that.
Those listening, so
where you can find you.
All right, so find us, Cookie. So
find us. Yes.
We started in 2016 when we were protesting against Promesa, and we've been doing work on here in Los Angeles and on the island, working with different groups out there, grassroots organizations, bringing access to clean water. When Maria hit, we were part of a project that for about a year where we were helping with the distribution and of water filters to different towns that needed access to water. We've done donation drives out here. We partnered with different organizations throughout the state of California to help continue spreading the word in for Puerto Rico and building, connecting the bridge between here and there. And those are just some of the things. You guys can check us out on our website, PuertoRicansInAction.com. Has a lot of the trips that we've done to go out there to do work, and our mission and all that stuff.
Nice.
You want to add anything?
Thank you, Jorge.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys heard about.
I have a question for Jorge.
Yes.
Can I go?
Yes, go ahead.
What do you think about repatriation, Jorge? How is your work in any repatriation, like people, Puerto Ricans coming home?
Yeah,
the island home, Puerto Rican.
I think we should. I think every Puerto Rican should go home.
Right. And how is that? Is that part of anywhere in your work at all? Because I know there's bridging, but is there the bridge so that
I was actually one of them.
Okay. Wonderful.
I came back after Maria.
Yeah, Cookie went back after Maria.
How brave.
Yeah. And we always encourage people, Boricuas, to go back to the island, whether it's for a certain amount of time to work or if they have family, to be there. We've gone a few times. We've gone a few times and spent time with our families and just doing work and meeting different organizations out there and different people and just reconnecting with the folks on the ground and kind of also reconnecting with ourselves and the island, and our ancestors as much as we can while we're there.
Okay. Nice. I just feel that's important work, and yeah, great. And I think that in this time that we're living into, it's possible to live here just because we have technology and jobs can be there's more flexibility. I mean, for those who can work like that, to come and invest here and invest their energy here in their homeland. Just those who feel connected to the island, like myself and April.
Right. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, this was great, people. Thank you for participating, everyone.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Cookie.
Yeah. Thank you. Ola, I'll definitely be taking a trip out there sometime to see you.
Yay! Let me know when you're coming.
You have a lot of knowledge that I want to know. So thank you. And thank
Come
you
on. Well, maybe we should have, we could do a virtual tea ceremony, but we could do a tea ceremony. Yeah, just inspired by Jorge.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've got some tea stuff. We can do some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, April, for joining us. I wasn't expecting you today, but thank you for participating.
Thanks for making it possible for me to jump in after I realized I was supposed to get the Zoom link a lot sooner.
Yeah, well, just so you know, every Saturday the workshops are going to be interactive where people can join on Zoom. So come back for yoga next Saturday and meditation. All right, thank you guys.
Bless you, Cookie. Bless you, April. Bless you, Jorge. Thank you so much for you all. And yeah, we'll talk soon again. I'm sure we'll meet. Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.